One tag, 1 week, one shot to make it count. This is for the hunters who hit the road and get after it, no matter the odds. This is Drawn West. Welcome back to another episode of the Drawn West podcast. I'm your host, Brian Krebs, and today we've got none other than Matt Waldron back on the podcast. We're going to be talking a lot about one of Matt's trips out west, but this time, instead of archery antelope, archery whitetails, archery mule deer, we're going to be talking about western ice fishing. How did that trip go, Matt? I know it's released. It's out there now. People can go watch all of the content. There's hours of content from the trip you guys took out to Montana, but you actually filmed it last year for like your debut to season 5, and we're going to dive into it. So thanks for being on the podcast, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was a wild trip. It was a ton of fun. We saw a lot of places. We did a lot of things. It was great. I mean, going out west at any time, whether it's fishing, hunting, rucking, 3D archery shoots, whatever it may be, it's amazing going out there.
Yeah. So the thing that I thought about when you guys were driving out, I've gone west a lot of times. I've gone west for weekends and I've gone west for like 11-day benders, right? But it's always been for a hunting trip. What's it like? And I know you've done the same. What's it like going on an 11-day western trip in the middle of winter ice fishing? Is it just like a weird feeling, like it feels like a hunt, but you're not hunting?
Yeah, it does. And we've done it a couple times, and it definitely feels way different than a hunt does. I feel like when I'm going into a hunt, I am super analytical, hyper focused, but with the fishing side of things, um, I don't know, it's just a little bit more relaxed. It's more, um, it's very different when I go into a hunt and my nerves are high. Like I want everything to go well. I'm super like anxious, ready to get out there. And then with ice fishing, it's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit, because like we've been filming and doing ice fishing trips for so long that it's just second nature.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's definitely a very different feeling. It's kind of nice actually, but it was wild like driving out there. So we took I-90 all the way out, and we were on I-90 for like 500 something miles.
Yeah, I saw that.
And yeah, and it was wild because it was like 50 or 60 degrees. So we had a huge warm front back home. So we're driving, and it just progressively starts getting colder and colder and colder as we start getting closer to Wyoming and the mountains and driving through South Dakota. It was a beautiful drive, but let me tell you, I-90 is not a fun drive.
Yeah, there's a couple interstates like the drive-through states where it's like rough. One of my worst, actually,
Yeah.
I-90 has a few things to look forward to, like Chamberlain.
Yeah.
That's
about it.
Man. Like Nebraska, Kansas.
Yeah.
Boy, is that brutal. Like there's nothing in Kansas or Nebraska to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish Chamberlain lasted longer. It's just so short.
Yeah, it's like you're like, oh, we're there. Like the rest of the drive is gonna be awesome, and it's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, you literally like drop down and then come back out. And
Yeah, unless you stop at that Taco John's. But yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, Chamberlain's cool. Yeah, 11-day bender, man. So it's kind of interesting. Like I kind of feel the same way with the hunting trip. I'm like very wired, right? I put a lot of pressure on the hunt to fill a tag.
Yeah.
Fishing, and I'm guessing you probably feel the same way. It's like maybe there's some of it like I just don't care as much. Like I'm just here to have fun. I don't put the pressure on. I'm not here to try to catch giants. I'm just here to have fun. You've been fishing your whole life. You've been doing this with Crappie Chronicles. I also know you enough to know that like the hunting is next level for you. Is that part of it too? It's like I'm just here to have fun. Like we're gonna catch fish.
It is. In the Chronicles for us, it's a second job, and so it's definitely a lot of work. We have a lot of obligations that we have to fill. So it's we want everything to go right. It's just for us, it's more relaxed. Like we did a 2-week bender 2 years ago in Maine when we went out to the East Coast. That was logistically, there was more moving parts getting out there and getting back
Yeah.
versus this trip.
Right.
This trip, there was more moving parts during the actual trip of us moving locations and staying different places
Yeah.
than there was when we were in Maine. So I don't know. It was just a different trip. And a lot of the trips that we go on are, unique to each of their own. But I can tell you that's probably our last 11-day bender because filming 11 days straight of ice fishing, moving to 4 different Airbnbs, it's just with all the gear that we have. That see, I think that's the biggest thing is with ice fishing, you need so much just crap.
Yeah.
Like especially for an 11-day trip, you need extras of everything. You need extra bibs, extra boots. Um, it's wild the amount of gear that you need ice fishing versus like for a hunt. I have my pack, my bow, my vinyl harness,
Yeah.
and then the essentials that go into all of that.
Right.
And so like it's just yeah, I mean, so we took my truck, Bart's truck, and then we actually picked up a new trailer. We picked up a 23-foot enclosed trailer, and that had our six-wheeler, the snowmobile, two Clam X200s, which were like the big giant ice houses,
Yeah.
um, and so much gear you couldn't walk through it. Like we had to spend almost 45 minutes unloading the thing at each Airbnb just so we could get the machines out to fish. And then my truck, I had two of the Clam Nordic sleds, which are like their version of a jet sled.
Yeah.
Um, and gosh, all my gear, all Pinkala's gear, because I had to bring Pink's gear out there since he flew out later
Yeah.
throughout the
Mhm.
trip. He flew into Glasgow, or no, he flew into Billings. And so I had all of his gear with as well, and it was then Griff and I in my truck, and then our camera guy Boots and Bart in his truck. So we met up when we got to Sioux Falls,
Wow.
and we went to Dakota Angler, which I hadn't been to Dakota Angler before. That was a really cool bait shop. And we met up and then drove, and then Bart was towing that 23-foot trailer, and the winds got so bad that he was long behind us. I mean, we beat him by like an hour or two.
Yeah. Yeah, those 23-foot trailers, I mean, we pull, I think it's a 20 elk hunting. It gets heavy. I mean, especially when you got two
Yeah,
vehicles and all kinds of
and
gear, like
they're not diesels. They're like I drive a 1500, Bart drives a 1500. Like
yeah.
they're not souped up diesels.
Yeah, you're
So
probably getting like
going,
6.7 miles to the gallon.
I I don't even know what he was getting, but and like the crazy thing is so right before this trip, um, I actually I picked up my truck 2 days before the trip because the week prior my check engine light came on my old Ram, and I had a cylinder number 7 misfire, which is like a death sentence on the Hemis. So I traded that truck in, got a new truck 2 days before the trip. Not sure if like hadn't driven the truck a whole lot at
Right.
all,
Kind of nerve
and then
wracking.
we just took it straight out west, which that was rough because the dealership put a absolute horse crap level kit job on the truck. And so halfway through, it's just squeaking and making all sorts of noise. And I'm like, well, I hope we make it back home.
Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, that's one thing about traveling, like the logistics of it and like whose truck do you bring? Who's got like the most reliable truck? I
Yep.
remember like I went out to Colorado and I had we're shed hunting. It was like 2500 route or one way. It was like 2500 miles because we were down in New Mexico. And like the week before we're leaving, I'm supposed to go down to Kansas City, pick up two buddies, and then we're gonna head over. I was replacing wheel bearings. I had to replace a CV axle, and I'm not a mechanic. I'm like,
Yeah.
I hope this holds up. Like, I hope I did it right.
Yeah.
I took a picture of all the parts. I'm like, got everything back together, and I still had like the old CV axle because that broke in the
Yeah.
picture. And I texted my buddy, I'm like, ready to go. And he's like, what's the thing on the ground that looks like you have extra parts left over? And I was just screwing with him, but yeah, it's a
Oh,
thing.
geez.
Like 200,000 miles on your truck, and you're
Yeah.
gonna go that far away from home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want,
Yeah, it's not
trustworthy
good. And
gear.
so yeah, and that last truck that I had was great for a really long time, but it was getting up there in mileage, and
Yeah.
so I'm really lucky that happened before the trip and not during the trip. Otherwise, it would have been a bad,
Yeah.
bad day. I beat it by a week.
Yeah, no
So
kidding. When you go on a
yeah,
trip like that, especially with all of the requirements that like you guys have. So you have like major partnerships for Crappie Chronicles versus like when we
yeah,
go elk hunting, it's like, yeah, we want to do good and we're a lot of us are engineers anyway, so we're really process
mhm,
oriented. And so we
yeah,
make sure we double and triple check the list and don't forget anything. But you guys are like, they're essentially paying us to go out here. They're
yeah,
expecting a list of things we've agreed to. And
yep,
like, it's one thing to go out hunting and be like, you know what, I forgot this thing and it's all right. We don't need it, or we'll make do without it. Or you go out there on this trip, like a trip like this with this much deliverables. What's it like making
yep.
sure you have everything for 11 days? And like, is this going
Yeah,
to be enough?
it's insane. I mean, tackle wise, because we knew we had what we were getting into, so I had to bring 3 rod cases, one for my panfish stuff, one for my walleye stuff, one for all my lake trout stuff. And then I brought 2 giant tackle bags because I am the one who always overpacks for everyone.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm a gear junkie. Like, I have pretty much every ice fishing bait you could think of, from panfish all the way up to lake trout. And because I'm just a tackle junkie, I'm a gear junkie. So I'm the one who always overpacks, even if it's a film day in the metro. I always bring way too much crap.
Yeah.
Always, and it's never going to change, but it's saved our asses like many times that I pack so heavy.
Right.
Um, and like, obviously, like when it comes down to it, I'll strip down my stuff. Like if we're going on a backwater mission over here in the metro, like, and we're hiking in, I just fill up my frame pack. I put a live unit
Yeah.
and a flasher unit in my frame pack. I'll send you pictures. It's actually funny. It all fits into a frame pack.
That's funny.
And then I'll strap my rods to the outside and put a little tackle box and a little tackle pouch in my cargo pocket. So
Yeah.
I can pack light, but normally on these trips I always overpack just because it can stay in the truck or it can stay in the
Yeah.
Airbnb if need be.
So so are you to the point where you like have a very detailed list of what you know you want? Because part of it's also like you're going out west, the partnership, like you have bait and tackle partnerships, right? Like you're kind of
Yep.
there to showcase the stuff, and like it's fishing, you lose stuff. Like I'm not going to lose
Yeah.
my rifle. I don't need to bring three Browning X bolts,
Yeah.
to make sure I have one. Like, but with a pinhead, like, well, I could get bit off by a gator. I could get bit off by 8 gators in a row and blow through
Oh yeah.
8 pinheads, and then it's like, okay, well, that's the bait they wanted us to showcase this year, and now we're out and we're in Montana. It's a long ways from thorn. It's a long ways from
Yeah.
clam. So, do you just bring everything, or do you have like a pretty detailed list of like, do you leave anything ice fishing related at home?
No.
So you just
It
bring
all
it out.
comes with.
You're like,
Yeah,
I
it
know it's
it
on the
all
list.
comes
It's
with.
everything I own.
Yeah, and like bait wise between all of us, like Griff has an ungodly amount of pinheads.
Yeah.
Like it's he's got probably, gosh, he's probably got 400 to 500 still in the package at home.
That he
Like
buys?
legitimately 400 to 500 pinheads in the package at home. It's a mountain of pinheads in his garage. It is insane, and they're all brand new, all in the package. And then he's got like 6 tackle boxes that are like the double sided clam ones that have the drawers on the inside that
Yeah.
are not see through, the gray ones. He's got like 4 or 5 of those, like completely. They're like 10-pound just lead weights, completely full. Like
Yeah.
2 of them are just the old pinheads that Clam discontinued with all the old colors before
Oh,
they went to the,
yeah.
because they used to be lead, and then they made the new pinhead pros in
Yep.
zinc alloy. So they're like 20% larger than what the old pinheads were, and they have different paint jobs. And so like Griff saved all those old ones, and it's just every year, uh, when we put in our orders with Clam, we just order a ton of stuff, whether it's the new stuff or just replacing old stuff.
Right, right.
And so Griff just buys a ton of pinheads, like
That's just
an insane amount.
well, it's a great bait. I mean, you could
Yeah.
probably, I mean, especially if you get all the sizes, you can go from bluegills to walleyes
Oh
with
yeah.
just that one
Yeah.
bag.
And yeah, so we're always super dialed in with gear from the sponsors, which is awesome. And
Yeah.
so like the gear thing, we're not usually I'm honestly more worried about packing the right clothes than I am ice fishing stuff, because like I've got my panfish backpack where I've got all my jigs, all
Yeah.
my spoons, all my lipless baits, and it always stays in. I've got a pretty organized system for how I do everything. So I've got like these little recon bags that we made with Arsenal
Yep.
that has my plastics and a clam slim jig box in it.
Yeah.
And then I've got these Arsenal legacy bags, which are like these big, probably 15 by 12 semi see-through, completely waterproof bags that all my overstock of plastics go into.
Okay.
So like what I'm not going to be using that day goes into these bigger bags. And so I've got it all organized where I always know where everything is.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing for me is all the other crap
The clothes.
besides the ice fishing stuff that
Yeah.
I'm concerned about bringing.
Yeah. One of the things, like, the reason I ask is I've gotten kind of big into like packing and strategies, and like I sent you like the bow hunting stuff
Yeah.
that I was working on,
Yeah.
like and the Western hunting. I kind of want to do one for like fishing,
Yeah.
just to be like a resource, but like I'm gonna keep it
Especially for
pretty,
trips like this.
yeah, pretty lightweight on the like fishing stuff. It'll be like your rod box, your rods, your tackle, right? You're gonna
Yep.
know, like I'm not gonna dive into like everything, and I'm not the expert that knows fishing tackle, but I do know camping. I know
Yeah.
travel. I know like what kind of tools you should put in your truck. I know what kind of clothes
Yep.
to bring for any weather so like, and that stuff's
That
still
is
helpful. So
way, yeah.
yeah, because for
Like
a
that's
long
the
time I was
important
like you.
things.
Every
Yeah.
piece of Sitka I owned, it was coming with,
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't know, maybe I need it, maybe I don't. And then in the last
Yeah.
like 3 years, I've started to like not bring everything, because I started obviously like accumulating more and more and more. And then there's
Yep.
like, okay, I don't need my puffy jacket for early season Nebraska archery. Like it's not
Yeah.
going to get that cold.
Yeah.
So
No, it's not. It's actually going to be the opposite and be very hot.
yeah, right. So I've started to get to that point where it's like the knowledge and experience, I'm backing off what I bring.
Yeah, it's getting to that point to me as well, or I'm starting to back off on,
Yeah.
exactly everything that I'm bringing. But yeah, for a trip like this, we had no idea what we were going to run into species wise, bite wise. So we just brought everything with.
Yeah.
And I was the bigger things that we were like really wanting to make sure that we didn't forget was like our snowmobile helmets. Like when we do our Polaris shots, in order for them to like be able to utilize it and promote it, we have to be wearing our helmets.
Yeah.
And so like little things like that we just wanted to make sure that we had everything, dialed in and along with us on the trip.
Yeah.
Clothes for 6-7 days that we would be able to wash when we get to the next place. Like
Yeah.
we just had to make sure we were dialed in on, all the gear that we brought, not just the ice fishing stuff.
Yeah, I suppose. So do you have like a list that you create, or you just like stress
No,
about it for a week?
I mean, like tools, I just stress about it for a week, and always overpack is my big thing. And I do that for every single trip. But like tools wise, I've got a big bin of tools that always goes in the truck whenever I make a trip.
Yeah.
I have another bin that goes in the truck that's like medical and safety stuff, where like if I need to put out strobes on a road because there's a medical emergency or something, I've got strobe lights, tourniquets, big first aid kit, whatever it may be. I've got that for the first aid side of things.
Having the right tool for the job can make all the difference in the world, and that applies for our Western hunts too. Especially if you're coming from the Midwest like myself, because if you don't have it, there's no going home to get it. That's why many of us Western hunters are also gear junkies. And the same is true for the folks over at Go Hunt. They have built the Go Hunt Gear Shop to be jam-packed full of the best, highest quality gear needed for your Western hunts. They try out everything that gets into the shop, and if they don't like it or if they don't use it, it doesn't make the cut. So if you need something for your next trip, Go Hunt has something for you in their gear shop. They've got everything from optics, camping gear, accessories, apparel, footwear. They've got packs. They've got some of the best brands in the industry. So if you're in the market for some new gear, consider checking out the Go Hunt Gear Shop. They're an avid supporter of the outdoors. They're supporters of this podcast. And most importantly, they're supporters of you. They want to help you be more successful in the West. So there's no better place to shop for your gear, information, or knowledge than Go Hunt. And if you use the code DRAWNWEST when you check out, you're going to get 10% off most of the regular priced items in the Go Hunt Gear Shop. So head over to GoHunt.com, get the gear you need, use the code DRAWNWEST, and get the right tool for the job this fall.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Especially like on part of the trip, the only thing that we had was a Garmin inReach, and that was our only contact to the outside world, because where we had gone, there was not a single other truck track that had driven on that road in days.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's the fun thing about trips, and like the more you do them, the better you get at doing them. You know what you need, you know what you don't need.
Yeah.
I've always like I'm working through right now because I also got the new truck, and I used to have a toolbox in my old truck, and so I knew what was in that toolbox, and it was a lot of like what you talked about: tools, chains. I don't have flares, but I have like hazard triangles, first aid, dog first aid. Well, now I got this new truck. I sold my old one with the toolbox because the toolbox is like great, but you can't have a tonneau cover, and that really sucks. And so now I'm trying to figure out like, how do you store tools in your truck that don't take up a ton of space? So I'm looking at that. And then I was looking at like Milwaukee packouts and ways to like have those like in the inside walls. So you're like inside the wheel well, so you're not taking up your bed space.
I've seen those. Those are slick.
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, wait, what if people like, you know what I want to do is like, just like a parody or something, is take the thinnest like Milwaukee packouts with foam inserts and just use that for like my tungsten box. Like the guy that goes way too into Milwaukee stuff, and like he comes to the fish house, he's just got like Milwaukee packouts for all of his gear, like the most expensive way
you know
you
what's funny? Arsenal's doing that
with packouts.
Well, not actual packouts, but like the foam inserts for like all the sizes of tungsten.
Oh,
there's a couple. Yeah. There's a handful of brands that are starting to do that, and I'm pretty sure they got the idea from Milwaukee.
Yeah, no, I just think it'd be hilarious to just show up to a big fishing event. Brilliant. You just got a Milwaukee packout.
Yeah, like no, it's brilliant. I'm kind of that way with my truck right now too, because like the old truck, I didn't have much of a system down, and I'm trying to do one on this. So I don't know if it'll be this year, but I'm really looking into those decked systems. Like they're expensive, but
do it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's just they're so rugged and tough, and they do not have bad reviews. The only bad thing I could say is the price. They're steep.
Yeah, you could probably get them to partner with the Chronicles, but
probably.
I feel like it'd be hard pressed to lose that much space.
Yeah, because right now I have the tonneau cover, and
so you could what I do a lot when I travel is like the Yeti 145 or an Arctic 145. We have the Arctic 145 cooler for like our Western hunts, so we can put like 2 mule deer and elk. Oh, yeah. That fits under the tonneau cover barely, but now with decked, all of our totes, action packers. I mean, like I wouldn't be able to use the tonneau cover at all, which is kind of a bummer. But then things like sitting up above the bed rails too. So it's like if I didn't do that, or if I had a topper, then the deck system would be fine because you still have that space, but. Yeah, if you weren't really doing the Western stuff as much, but you had like a real need to have that much stuff, he's like, I don't need that much. Like, I don't need a full bed floor for stuff. Yeah, it's like I need a 3/8 inch drive set, a 1/4 inch drive set, some chains, a breaker bar, jack stands.
Yep.
Like not a ton of stuff, but yeah. So I've looked at decked a lot, and man, I don't know.
Yeah, I know it is steep, but like I've got a build in mind for what I want to do. So it's going to be the deck system. It'll be that pull out bed that they have for it on top of it that I can put the coolers on.
Yeah.
getting rid of the tunnel cover because it leaks anyways, even though it's brand new. I was pissed about that.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to do like one of those overland racks. So like the hollowed out topper that I
Yeah.
could put a rooftop tent on top of. And
Rooftop tent would
that's,
be sweet. Yeah, or just top a
yeah,
rooftop tent too, because then you could just get all that space back. But yeah,
yeah.
that'd be pretty dope. That would be a pretty cool
Yeah,
system.
because like everything that would go in the bed on top of the deck system doesn't need to. It's going to be coolers and totes,
Yeah.
and so that's why I was like, well, I don't really care if that's exposed to the environments that much, because like if I need something to be waterproof, it'll be in a cooler.
Yeah,
Um, but
that's true.
like the more expensive stuff, like guns and everything, they make the gun racks for the deck system. That's less crap that I need inside the cab of the truck. So I don't know. I've been going back and forth on it. We'll see what I end up doing.
Yeah.
Because I've also looked at building them. Pink built one for his.
Yeah. I had a buddy that built like a whole topper system as well, and it looked pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking at the Built Right. Built Right or Integral makes those Milwaukee pack out panels that you can like. So I have a Ford, so I have the box link brackets.
Yep.
And I'm looking at like taking those, you can bolt them in, and then you just have a pack out that just hangs off the sidewall.
That makes sense.
Excuse me. Sorry, folks. Didn't get to the mute button in time. Yeah. No, that's crazy. So, like we said, 11 days, 4 different spots all across the state. You caught a crappie. Spoiler alert.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one 6-inch crappie, which was hilarious. I mean, I was shocked we even caught one.
Yeah.
The first place that we went to definitely had like some issues just because the water had fluctuated a lot in the last couple of years and the population wasn't what it used to be. Luckily we saved that day and we got into some smallmouth. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first leg of the trip, we were staying in Wyoming and then we were fishing up in Montana.
Yeah.
And so that one was really cool. We had the mountains in the background. It was beautiful. Mule deer and whitetail absolutely everywhere. So I was going insane the whole time.
Yeah.
None of them had dropped their antlers yet. So it was really cool being able to see everything. Saw some pretty solid bucks. Nothing that would have been like, oh my gosh, that's a freak. We're pulling over this and we're taking a look at this because I brought my glass with as well. I wasn't not going out there without my.
I always have
my
binos in the truck.
Yep. I had the binos in the truck. I wasn't going out there without it.
Yeah.
What else? We had after that first leg. When we were fishing the Tongue Reservoir, we went up to Billings and fished some lakes around Billings. And when we were driving up there, I think it was the Bighorn River that we drove past.
Okay.
That might have been it. It's in southern Montana. And when we were driving through there, dude, there was pheasants everywhere.
Really?
I mean, there was one flock of pheasants that had to have been 100 deep. It was mind-blowing, and then there's just a giant group of turkeys right next to them. It was pretty sweet. I was geeking out over that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. So you did that and got the crappie, got that checked off the list for the Crappie Chronicles, and then it was the trip itself, I feel like you guys are like, yeah, there's crappies in this state, but we're going out here for other things.
Yeah. Like if we would have caught a crappie, that would have been sick. And we did, but if we would have smashed crappies, that would have been amazing. And there's definitely places in that state where you can go do that. We just weren't in the right areas, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know, we had a pretty amazing walleye trip and rainbow trout trip and lake trout trip. So
yeah,
it was really fun getting into those species. The walleyes out there were just insane.
Dude, that's one of the things that like I was really excited to have you on the podcast for, because just like I feel like most ice fishermen, I mean just statistically, most ice fishermen live in Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's the 2 biggest population states, but a lot of us live in like huge population centers too. So we're fishing like super pressured lakes are like our go-to lakes.
Oh yeah.
I went on my first ice fishing trip in a long time. Like we used to do the Red Lake heydays and I was super young. But last year I could not believe it's like don't even want to ice fish back home anymore.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, let's go to Mille Lacs and fish walleyes. I'm like, forget Mille Lacs. Like, I want to go to
Mhm.
Devil's Lake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Mille Lacs is cool, but the walleye fishing
Yeah.
isn't even close. And
Yeah.
you start going to these destination lakes. I feel like I just wanted to hear like your perspective on these trips, like getting people kind of thinking about like, hey, if you want to like have a lot of fun and go to some of these lakes. Like they're not that far away. Like it's
Yeah.
not that far to
Yeah.
go to Red or Devils or
And
Fort
people
Peck
don't
or
even bat an
Winnipeg.
eye at it for hunting.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. Like, and don't get me wrong, I've had some insane days through the ice on the lax
Oh,
where it's just like flags going crazy. And I've had
right.
very comparable days on the lax. It's just they're few and far between. You have to work a lot harder.
Yeah.
And figuring it out, you have to cover a lot of miles. And there's a lot of days on the lax where they just simply don't bite. And
Yeah.
you
Mille
can
Lacs
be on the fish.
it's a great lake. It's got
Yeah.
weird management and it's got a bajillion lines down.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's the problem.
And the crazy thing is the walleye numbers, like that's the thing. We can get into Mille Lacs on a different day, but the numbers are insane out there right now. If anyone tells you there's no walleyes in the lake, they are full of it.
Yeah.
I've
No,
I've
there's a lot.
guided out there.
It's a great lake.
Yeah.
And I'll still fish it,
Yeah.
but I fished I fished Mille Lacs probably a dozen times last year. I
Mhm.
think I caught a fish every time, which doesn't always happen. We had probably, I remember like 2 or 3 like bonkers crazy days. The rest of
Mhm.
them are just like, yeah, it's fun to get out. We went to
Yeah.
Devil's Lake. We went to one spot. We had an insider
Oh
tip,
yeah.
but we went to one spot, crushed walleyes. We had limited out 7-man limits 2 days in a row. And then on a whim, I went out and was
Mhm.
trying to find giant perch and I was trying to fish them like Mille Lacs. I went like 40 feet into the mud, right?
Mhm.
All of a sudden, just boom, catch a 12-pound walleye out of
Oh yeah.
nowhere. Was there for 5 minutes. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, this lake is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It Devils, and we did that trip a couple of years ago. Devils is super cool. You let me know next time you go to Mille Lacs. I guided out there for like 7 years. So you want to go, we'll go and have some
Oh,
fun.
it's super close to my house. It's like 45 minutes from my house.
I know, which is why I'm saying we need to go
Yeah.
because it's so close to you.
Yeah, I'm
The
excited for Mille Lacs, but it's just like all of these lakes, right? Like people think, I
Yeah.
feel like, especially our audience, we talk about hunting, right? We love hunting, but it's
Yes.
like these Western, or just not even Western, just fishing trips in general, you can get to so many different
Yeah.
fisheries that like, unless you live by Devils or Red or Lake of the Woods or Winnipeg or any, like, it's probably going to be like life-changing, like a life-changing experience on the ice. And
Oh yeah.
most of them aren't as far. Like it's not as far to get to almost any of these lakes as it is to go on a Colorado elk hunt. It's not as
Hmm.
expensive. It's a lot easier to work. Like it can be a 2-day trip, a 5-day trip. You could do 11 days. You don't have to
Yeah.
buy a $1,200 tag. You probably have all
Nope.
the, if you ice fish at all, it's like, if you're a whitetail hunter, great, but you still need a lot of stuff to go out hunting.
Yeah.
If you're an ice fisherman, you're an ice fisherman. You have this, it's the same stuff no matter
You
where
already
you
have
go.
the stuff.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. It's
so feasible.
Yeah, in going out west in general and ice fishing out there is so much different. Just atmosphere, vibes of the trip is
Yeah.
so much different than fishing around here because you're just constantly looking up and go, "Wow, that's gorgeous," and then 10 minutes later you're on a new spot and you go, "Wow, that's even more gorgeous," and like you don't do that around here.
Yeah.
And so it's the environment, the scenery, everything is really just really awesome when you're out west. Like
Sure. Yeah.
it's peaceful, the air is different. You want to hear quiet, that it's quiet out there. You're not hearing the buzz of vehicles on a highway. Like
Oh,
it is dead silent.
when we were in Devils, we were the only one on the lake that we could see,
Yep.
which is, I mean, there's still
Amazing.
32 inches of ice and there was no one fishing.
Yeah, and you sometimes even rarely get that hunting, like especially nowadays
Yeah.
with all the people hitting the public lands. Like you rarely get that now. You'll see someone, if you don't see one person that day, the next day you'll see three. So
On our Colorado mule deer hunt, we had 9 people set up on the ridge we were hunting. We were kind of off by ourselves, but all 9 of them were within like 400 yards of each other. All of them. like
Yeah.
one 400-yard stretch, all 9 of them spaced like every 30 yards, 40 yards.
Yeah.
It was bonkers. I'm like, all right, you guys can all shoot at the same deer. We're gonna go somewhere else. Like, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. Like
exactly.
I fell in love with just going on a destination fishing trip last year, and now it's like
Yeah.
all I'm thinking about. Like I want, I wanted to set up my air mattress in my backseat of my pickup and just go truck camp on Red Lake for 2.5 days and just try to catch crappies. Or
Oh yeah, the camping thing and destination thing is just so much fun,
yeah,
and it makes a lot more enjoyment out of the trip just because you're driving so long that you're just getting more and more hyped the whole drive.
hmm
Yeah, and it's just a lot of fun, and I think like the biggest thing I can say is when you go on these trips, just be flexible
yeah,
is the biggest thing because like rarely does I mean we've been doing these destination trips now for 5 years. We've been and I've been doing destination trips for the last 10, 15 years from the Turtle Mountains chasing bluegills to Clear Lake, Iowa chasing yellow bass, the Dakotas, all over, and even Idaho for Cascade perch. And
hmm
that was a 9-day trip. That one was a lot of fun too. But like nothing ever goes to plan. And so being able to like
yeah,
fly by the seat of your pants and wing it
yeah,
is if you just go in with that mindset like you don't know what's going to happen and just be prepared for anything to happen, that's when you have the most fun just because you're not expecting a certain thing, you're expecting anything.
yeah. That's so true with any of these like destination. Like I know what's gonna happen when I go bow hunting out here behind the house.
Yeah.
When I go anywhere, it's like who knows what could happen. Like like
Yeah.
to be fair to Mille Lacs, we went there one day just hoping to catch a walleye or two, and we hit that magical week where the jumbo perch were going off,
Yeah.
and it was like we were just like we didn't even realize that the perch were this strong right now,
Oh yeah.
and it was the best day of the whole year out there. Yeah,
Yep.
and it's just like anytime you go any of these trips, I love it so much. I loved watching the content that you guys did out there. It seemed like, and maybe one thing that it's like keep in mind, folks, if you're gonna plan these trips, like you guys had insider intel, right? Like you didn't go blind. Like
No.
you guys got on fish, which there's fish out there. Like it's doable, but it's
Yep.
not like go to any lake in Montana, drill a hole, you're gonna catch lake trout. Like do some research, make sure you know where you're going, but go on these trips, go do these things. It's really fun. There's a good
Oh
chance you're
yeah.
going to have great fishing because the fisheries are so big and so high quality, and the pressure is so much lower than by the Twin Cities or by Madison or by Green Bay that like they just don't get pressured. Like some of these fish do die of old age.
Yeah, yeah, some of them definitely do. And the lake trout thing, we had Owen with us. Owen does not ice fish very often at all. He's an NWT pro on the National Walleye Tour, and
Yeah.
he's a guy that's all of our age. And so we were like, yeah, let's go link up with Owen, and we'll go hang out with him. And he knew enough about the lakes to where like the biggest thing is when you go out west and you're fishing these giant bodies of water, safety is a huge thing.
Yeah.
We would not have been able to go to the western side of Fort Peck unless Owen was with us because that was the sketchiest drive I have ever been on in my entire life and the most remote I had ever ice fished my entire life by far.
Yeah.
It was probably, I would say, the most remote ice fishing trip you could be on in the United States. Canada, obviously, there's way more remote. There's guys going up to the Arctic angle on snowmobiles. That's a different animal that obviously this doesn't touch. But for the United States, this is about as remote as it gets.
Yeah.
Because we were on a 55-mile long single track minimum maintenance road going through the Missouri breaks to get to the landing on the west side of Peck. And there was 10 inches of snow. There was no guardrails on the sides of the road. And like you're looking at like 500-foot drops on either side of the road as you're going through the breaks. We had a bachelor group of bulls, probably all 270, 280 bulls running by us. We had mule deer everywhere. Like it was wild. It was super cool.
That is awesome.
And like once we got to the access, because it took us 2 hours to get there, once we got to that access, we then snowmobiled another 11 miles winding on the shoreline and then off the shoreline and then onto the shoreline and then off, because there's so much current that you'd be on 25 inches of ice and then there would be open water, 7-mile-an-hour current, 100 yards down on the current swing. So it was very dangerous, and that's why we were happy we had Owen with, because he had ice fished that spot a handful of times to where he knew where those bad current areas were and how we needed to avoid them.
Yeah.
Because like if we would have put a machine down, whoever was on that machine and the machine itself would have been gone forever.
Right.
Because that much current, you just get sucked under the ice and you're dead.
Yikes.
Yeah. So we wanted to make sure we had someone with us that knew the area well enough. And once we got out there, it was awesome. I dumped the biggest walleye in my life. I'm salty about that leg of the trip, but it was
I remember
insane.
watching that. You just bang, fold it over, and then all of a sudden just
Yeah, and that was a lightweight lake trout heavyweight walleye rod. That was the medium heavy walleye sweetheart from Thorn Brothers. So it's a pool cue for walleye fishing. It's what the guys on like Lake Winnipeg are using for the big greenbacks, and Tobin Lake as well.
Yeah.
And it had that thing folded over. Like my biggest right now is 31.5. It didn't feel anything like what I had on. It was huge, and that's where they get all the 14, 15, 16, 17 pounders. And so it's wild.
Crazy how big.
And every year, like the week after we were out there was a guy fishing that spot and he popped to 18.5. So that could have been. It didn't feel that big, but it felt huge.
Yeah, that's what happened when I caught my 12. It wasn't even a long, it was like 29.5 inches, but it was so fat. I mean, it was March 30th or like late March.
So it's pre-spawn.
Oh hard. My gosh. I didn't even like clean the slush out of my hole. Pulled it up to the ice, and I thought it was hooked on the bottom of the ice. And I was starting to think like, how am I going to get this, whatever it is, into the hole? I thought it might've been a big pike or a stupid eel pouch or something. I didn't know. I mean, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. One fish just flew in and annihilated it in 5 minutes, right? Like I'm not thinking, oh, this is probably the biggest walleye of my life. And so I will go to like move the slush, and its nose is just like right there. And it took up the whole 8-inch hole. I'm like, what is this thing? And it was all white because I was looking at it from like underneath. So I was like, didn't even recognize it at first. I pulled it out, and then like it hit me. Obviously, it was a walleye. I'm like, oh my God. And I didn't have anything to measure it with. I had to keep my hand in the hole at 0 degrees and call my dad and be like, hey, come drive the Ranger like 2 miles over here with the bump board. And he brought me a 15-inch ice chisel. Like he didn't even bring me a bump board. We had to measure it on the ice and then go break a stick and like get it broken off. So 29.5-ish. I mean, that's what we measured it when we got back to the house. That's funny.
Yeah.
My hand was frozen.
Yeah,
it was a weird color purple.
Oh, I'm sure it was. The frostbite is not fun either, is it?
Well, honestly, like the part that was in the water started to be warmer than like my wrist that was just out of the water and in the wind.
Yep.
Yeah, it was bad. My dad did not, I don't know. I mean, obviously he was not prepared. So they're scrambling to find what they needed and clearly didn't. I have a 30-inch bump board in our house. He grabbed a 15-inch chisel instead.
And so that's the crazy thing. We have to do that almost every single day that we're out filming, where one of us will catch one that we either need photos of or that we need to do a talking point of, or the big camera isn't right there and it's with the other guys. And so you have to sit there and hold it. And we probably do that 3 or 4 times.
You know what you
every
guys should
single
do?
Film day.
You should get like, so you guys are partnered. What's your cooler brand? Maluna?
Yeah, we did that when we were when Bart and I did the it was the smashing 16-inch crappies video.
Yeah, I remember that
we
one.
did that. Yeah, we were partnered with Maluna coolers at that time, and so we put lake water into the Malunas, and then we had an aerator.
Yeah,
and we put them in there just because that day it wasn't super cold, but it was below like 30 or 40, and so we didn't want the fish to get windburnt. So we'd put them in the cooler, get a weight on them, put them back in the cooler, take it out, get a picture, and then release the fish.
Yeah.
That way it was always in oxygenated water and it wasn't out of the water.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I know for crappies, usually you can just get like any cooler, but when you're out on Peck, you get like a custom Maluna made that's like 40
Yeah.
inches long, 10 inches deep, 10 inches
Well, we
wide.
kept a lot of those fish. On Peck, we made kill wells, which was
Yeah.
where you drill half holes into the ice.
Hey friends, if you're listening to this podcast, I know you're an avid hunter just like myself, and we are always looking to get more time in the woods each season. One of the ways that's helped me get more time in the stand is by using Maverick hunting blinds. When I'm comfortable, I stay in the stand longer and I'm more focused on deer. I don't turn around so my hood cuts the wind, I'm not taking shelter from the rain, and the best way to stay comfortable is with a hard-sided blind, and my favorite is Maverick's XL blind, which allows me to rifle hunt, bow hunt out at the same stand. The best part is Maverick has a blind for every spot. So whether you're looking for a rifle only option or a bow and rifle, even a round blind to cut down some of that wind resistance, Maverick has you covered. No matter which option you go with, you're going to be comfortable and sit longer in the stand for all of your upcoming hunting seasons. Go to maverickhunting.com and use the code DRAWNWEST, that's one word, DRAWNWEST, to get 10% off your next blind and elevate platform.
And then you make like probably a 2 foot by 3 foot square of that, and then right next to it you drill a hole, and then you flush the auger a bunch, and it fills in the ice live well. Yeah, I'll send you some pictures of that. We had Lakers floating in it. It was awesome.
My cousin did that one time, like laid ice to do a hot tub.
Oh yeah.
Or like a cold plunge, I guess. It was like 60 degrees, 30 inches, like one of those days where it's like 60 degrees and 30 inches of ice. And so
Perfect
we drilled out
plunge.
like a hot tub and
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, and that's the one thing, like if anyone goes out to Fort Peck, those lake trout taste absolutely amazing. They're super bright orange fillets. They're eating Cisco's like crazy out there. Like that's their
really.
Their main
I would have thought they
forages.
tasted bad.
Oh no. Oh no. If anyone tells you they taste bad,
I just have a thing in my mind that all trout taste like shit.
No. No, those lake trout, I mean, the fillets, if you hold up a salmon fillet and then a Fort Peck lake trout fillet, here's the thing, you got to bleed them. That's the biggest, number one, most important thing. You always have to bleed them out. Otherwise, they get a little bit of a fishy taste to them. But
okay,
you can't tell the difference. It's bright orange fillets.
Is it not a thing though that like other trout don't taste good?
I don't know. I mean, everyone. It's to be honest, like I'm a huge advocate of like you have to bleed out fish no matter what the species is. We do it for crappies all the time as well, where we bleed them out.
Yeah. Okay. No, I believe that. I've heard that a lot too, and I actually like doing that.
Yeah.
We went
I
deep sea
I will
fishing.
say, like, I have eaten crappies in certain lakes that, for whatever reason, they either have worms and then you have to throw them away. I've eaten crappies from some lakes where they're just they just don't taste good. They're mushy. They taste muddy. I know, like the lake trout on like Lake Michigan, they have 3 different types of lake trout. They're all the same. They have slight color differences, but the biggest indicator is the meat. Like you'll have ones that have super white meat, you'll have ones with really red meat, and then ones with super orange meat. And the ones with the orange meat taste good, but the white and the red ones, they taste like crap. So like,
yeah, that's what we did.
I
We
know,
did Lake Michigan, and it was salmon, and I think it was rainbows, but the rainbows that like go out into the sea and then they like lose their
steelhead.
color.
Yeah, steelhead.
Rainbow
trout?
What was that?
It's steelhead.
That's what they call it then when they move out. They were big. They were like this big.
Yeah, those would be steelhead.
Those did not taste good.
Yeah.
Not as good as the salmon anyway. I mean,
yeah.
And then I don't know. I don't think I would eat like a stream trout just because it seems kind of like a waste to me. To like, I don't fish them either, but like the fillet an 8-inch fish, like
yeah, I've eaten a lot of stocked trout from like when they have the trout opener and stuff over here, like in the Chaska Courthouse ponds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and those taste good, but like the biggest thing that I learned when I was pretty young is you gotta bleed out trout. That's
Oh,
like the
maybe that's
biggest
why.
thing with them.
And do you fry
Like,
them? I've heard
and
that like fish that have fattier meats don't fry as well, like deep fry.
I don't know. I've never fried them. I've always pan seared trout, or like I'll tinfoil wrap them with lemon wedges and
Mm,
bay leaves and white wine.
that might be why.
And
I might just be cooking them wrong.
it could be that too. Yeah, I don't cook them like I do panfish.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's I would love to do the lake trout thing just because they like the power, like the hardest fighting fish through the ice, basically at that point, right?
Dude, they're insane. So this was my second trip out to Fort Peck. The first time I went out there would have been 5 years ago. It would have been like a couple weeks before the COVID shutdown.
Hmm.
We had 10 of us guys go out there for 4 days, and it was wild. I mean, we were completely unhinged. It was like a bachelor party, and Sylvie was out there filming it. He actually put an episode out from that. Um, and it was amazing. We are all pretty young dudes at the time, so it was freaking awesome. I mean, we had just a blast,
Yeah.
and we uh we spent a lot of time out there looking for fish because we just went out there and winged it.
And that was like
And
I think forward facing sonar was out, but it wasn't super popular then, right?
yeah, I had live scope with
Yeah.
it. It had been out for
Couple
like
years.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't super popular for the general public yet, just because like people weren't used to spending that much on graphs and electronics.
Right.
But a lot of the guys, most of us are tournament bass guys, so we already were spending a bunch of money on graphs. And then myself, I was the only tournament ice fisherman that was on that trip, but all the tournament ice guys had it
Yeah.
for like a year at that point. So I did have it with, but that's the awesome thing about lake trout is you can leave the live at home. You do not need it whatsoever. Like the only time that I used it was when it was so cold when we went out there this last trip that I we flipped over the ice houses. We set up on a hump for 20, 30 minutes, and we had the live and down mode,
Yeah.
which was super cool because you learned a lot and you got to see it. But was it necessary? Absolutely not. So that's a cool thing about the lake trout is all you do is you look for points, steep breaks, and humps that are adjacent to the main river channel. And
Mm.
which is like the tops of those could be anywhere from 90 to 50 feet of water. And then it plummets off to 150 to 200 foot.
Yeah.
And any of those pieces of structure that touch that main river channel at some point throughout the day would have fish on it. And so the whole thing out there is you just have to you fish a spot for 10 minutes, you drill 4 or 5 holes, like maybe one on top, one on the break, some on the sides,
Yep.
and you fish it for 10 to 20 minutes. And if you catch one, you wait another 10 to 20 minutes. If it's still haven't caught another one, you leave and you go to the next one. Because when they are actively feeding and on a spot, you will catch 20 to 30 of them very quickly. And you're like, oh my God, this is insane. And then it's dead. And then you got to keep going to the next spot.
Wow.
There are definitely like certain times where you time it perfectly, and there's a ton of trout in the area, and it's all day like that. It wasn't for us on this trip. The last trip I was on, we did have a day where we sat on a spot the whole day, and we probably caught 60 Lakers between a bunch of us dudes.
That's great.
My buddy Krug, he's my best friend, Cody Krug. I grew up with him. He was on this Montana trip with us. Him and I did our first Fort Peck trip together with Sobe, and it was actually our first time for all of us out there that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He had gone like 2 or 3 more times in between that time frame.
Yeah.
I went once more, but I went in my boat with Krug, and we got our asses whooped, but we smashed the smallmouth, which was really fun. And Krug had gone out. He had a day out there where I think it was well over 100 fish that they caught between 5 guys.
And what's like a average size, and then like what is like the potential size of these fish? Because they're like I've never caught a
8 to
lake trout.
12 pounds. 8 to 12 pounds is average. So like Minnesota, that would be not including Lake Superior and like Standard Rock and stuff like that. Like, not including that because that is probably one of the best lake trout fisheries in the country right now. Um, it's just hard to get to and you can't really ice fish it. But the average is like 8 to 12 pounds, which is big for
Mm-hmm.
the US. Like, you go up to the Bounty Waters, if you're catching like 4 to 5 pounders as an average, that's a good average. Like, it's 8 to 12 pounds for the average. A big one will be in the high teens, like a 15 to 20.
Okay.
Like, inch wise, you catch a lot of 28 to 32 inch Lakers. Like, that's
Yeah.
the common size out there.
Nice.
And they're fat, they're heavy, they're big fish. Um, you don't get very many over 20.
Yeah.
I've only seen a handful of them over 20 out there. I don't think I've seen a picture of a 40 incher out there, but like, big fish for us was like 36 and a half inches. Like, that's usually what it is like 36 to 38 inches is a big one out there.
That's so big to on a,
Yeah.
like ice and like through the hole, and I mean that's a huge fish.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. And like, this was the first time for me going out there where I actually put the heavy lake trout rods down and I went to my heavy walleye rods because it was so much more fun to fight them on the heavier walleye stuff than it was the lake trout stuff, because those
That
Laker rods are awesome for it because they handle the really big baits. But like, those rods are meant to handle like a 40-inch to 45-inch, like 30 to 40 pound lake trout.
yeah.
Those rods will handle it perfectly. So when you're catching like 8 to 12 pounders, it's a little bit of overkill on it.
Yeah.
And so I went to like my walleye sweethearts and started using those instead. And it was so much more fun because that's when they were like strip and drag and like
Yeah.
actually having a lot of fun. I mean, Griff was catching them
Yeah.
on a
I was gonna say,
schooler
is
reel.
that before or after Griff started catching them with his Chronicle, right? And a spooler?
It wasn't his Chronicle. It was a lightweight walleye rod and
Okay.
a small 3/8 ounce tube and a spooler,
Yeah.
or a schoolie reel.
Yeah. That was fun to watch. I felt
Yeah.
I felt it because last year I switched because of you guys. I went and got an ultra light rod, but I also got the Clam Spooler Elite reel after
Yep.
seeing you guys use it. I can't do the schoolie thing, man. Like, I know you're not supposed to, but I love pistol grip in my fishing rod.
Yeah.
And so I got that, and the first thing I caught on it was like a 5 pound bass. And
Mhm.
I didn't really get the whole, like, I knew the concept, like it doesn't have a drag, but
Yeah.
just like the first fish on it with that, it just like I wasn't getting it, and I was like constantly like dialing up or dialing down and trying to reel, and then like, oh, I gotta let go to like, because
Yeah.
like the rod's just bending over. I mean, this was super lightweight
Oh yeah.
noodle rod. Yeah, and it was so much fun. Like, I'm like, this is
Yeah.
awesome. We thought it was going to be like a 15, 16-inch crappie because we had caught one on that lake before,
Mhm.
and we're usually just catching like small crappies. We forgot that there was other fish in the lake. And so
Yeah.
we're like, oh my God, it's going to be a 16.
Yeah, you're freaking out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the worst is when you're on like those 2 to 3 pound crappies, and then all of a sudden you catch like a 2.5 pound pike because they fight just like those 3 pound crappies do, and you're sitting there like, oh my gosh, it's her, and
Yeah.
it comes up and it's a little snot rocking. You're just so pissed.
Yeah. No, I don't know what my favorite is. I honestly don't catch a lot of big crappies. Where I
Mhm.
live up here on like the north side, it just seems like our fisheries, at least the ones I've been on locally, just are great to catch a ton of fish, but they're just all 6 to 10, maybe 11. Every now and then I think we catch 12. We haven't really put in a ton of time trying to find the big crappies on this side of the metro, which is fine. Big crappies would be super cool. I think that'd be one of my lists. Big sunfish are always cool to me. But
Oh
last
yeah.
year, the jumbo perch, really, I was like getting in on jumbo perch, like wanting to do that a lot because it was just so much fun. Um, and then obviously the 12-pound walleye in Devil's Lake just wrecked everything. And now I just want to
Oh yeah.
go hunt giant walleyes.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing about the destination thing is like, you get to see new areas, you get to chase big fish of a specific species that you want, because like there's areas that are known for giant fish,
Yeah.
and like Devil's Lake, amazing perch and walleye fishery. But like if you want to go catch the biggest perch, you're not going to Devils.
No.
You're going to Cascade.
Yeah.
And like Cascade, because Devils, like there's a reason why you don't see 3 pound perch. And that's because those perch in Devils are like Great Danes. They grow so fast, they get so big that they die at a very early age. Like a 15-inch perch out there is only 5 years old.
Yeah.
So their average life expectancy is in between 5 and 7 years. That's why the state record is 2 pounds 15 ounces. Like you don't see those 3 pounders out there very regularly at all. And that's mainly because they just don't grow old enough. And so if you want to go catch the biggest perch of your life, that's when you want to go to Cascade. Those fish grow to 12 to 13 years old. They get that big, but it takes them longer so they can get even bigger. It just they're a slower growth rate.
Yeah. Interesting.
And so they get absolutely stinking huge in Cascade. Walleye fishing. You want to go catch the biggest walleye of your life through the ice. I'd probably be going to Fort Peck.
Right now I would be.
Yeah.
Winnipeg 5-10 years ago, but right. Or I mean, can you ice fish Erie? Does it freeze
Yeah, you
over?
can. It depends on the year. Yeah, you can definitely do that. I mean, for me, like, if I was gonna pick, like, including Canada, like, to go catch my biggest walleye, I would probably go to Tobin.
Tobin. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some big one, but Fort Peck seems like it's throwing out the craziest like averages of all of them. Like I have a friend. I
Yeah.
know him personally. He fished a tournament. His 5-fish bag averaged 11 pounds.
Yep.
Like most people never catch an 11-pound walleye in their life. Like most
Yeah,
Minnesota casual
and the
anglers.
crazy thing is that won't even cash a check in some of the tournaments out there. Like
Right. Yeah.
Owen's dad has won so many Fort Peck walleye tournaments, and I mean, I think he holds the weight record out there. I believe it was like 64 pounds for 5.
Yeah. Which is 13 pounds a piece. A little less than. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I'm talking. Like the guy I know isn't a professional. He just did it once. Like he went out, he
Yeah.
entered, caught his 5 fish that were tanks. Like
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
something
it's
different.
insane. And the crazy thing is no matter how popular that lake gets, it'll never get fished out. It's the Missouri River system, so you've always got new fish coming in. It's just like the Mississippi River. Pool 4 every year has 550 boats in one little 100-acre spot. And it's never going to get fished out just because it's a river system. It's an endless supply. There's endless amounts of baits. There's endless
Yeah.
amounts of hiding spots. Like
And nutrition.
it's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
The nutrition thing is huge. They're eating Cisco's out there like crazy. Cisco's and Golden Eyes are their food sources out there.
Yeah. It's and like the bait thing in the out west is like crazy. Like here in Minnesota, everyone thinks you need like the best looking shiner minnow, and then you go out west and it's like we don't even use minnows, dude. Like
Yeah.
there's people, we were talking to people that lived out by Devils, and they're like, like we're talking about bait, and he's like, honestly, I just go buy a bag of hot dogs. I just put a hot dog in each one of my tip ups for like pike.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, well, we can't do that. I
And
suppose.
it's crazy. It works too.
Yeah. Like the bait
and
just
that's
seems like more aggressive out west.
Yeah, everything is. I will say, like, you still get really tough days of fishing. Like when we were lake trout fishing on Peck, we were catching both of those days. We maybe caught like 15 to 20 fish.
Yeah.
Like it was slow compared to what it normally is out there. Like if you hit it right and the weather conditions are good, you usually should get right around like 25 to 30 fish, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be a decent day, would be a 25 to 30 fish day. Like you can get a lot better than that too if you're fishing the right spots. And you're just constantly moving looking for active fish. But like when we were out there, it was insanely cold.
Yeah.
I mean, we had, I think it was like -10 one of the days, and then it was like this last weekend.
Yeah.
It was
brutal.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. And so yeah, it was a lot slower. The bite was definitely tougher. It was like the first time I had lake trout actually hesitate at eating the bait, which is weird. Where like normally they'll charge it like 5 or 6 times and then smoke it, or they'll disappear from the screen. You'll let your bait free fall down, and your bait doesn't even make it to the bottom because they swoop down and eat it.
That's
But this time they were definitely quite a bit more hesitant, and this front probably threw them off quite a bit.
yeah, that's wild. So
Hmm.
the whole series is live on YouTube. I think it was a 4-part film, 4-part or 5-part.
It should have been like 4.
Yeah, I think it was 4. I can't remember. I just one after the other after the other. And I couldn't finish
Hmm.
each one at one time too, so I kind of got like halfway through one
Yeah,
and
we
then
made them movies. They were long ones.
yeah, they're like an hour piece. So if anyone wants to like
Yeah.
just sit back, relax, not have to worry about what to watch for a full hour, turn on a Crappie
Yeah.
Chronicles.
Yeah, it was fun. And the fun thing about that trip, a lot of people don't realize, is it did not go to plan like from the beginning. So we had to pivot so many times.
Just like different
Like,
lakes or what?
oh yeah, like half the lakes we weren't even planning on fishing. Like it was just
Because the lakes you
like
did plan on fishing, just nothing was going on.
sucked. It sucked. And so we pivoted to a new lake. Then we went to Owen's house. Then we went to Winnett, and then we were filming the western side of Peck, and then we went to another Airbnb on the eastern side of Peck. We had to drive around the lake. That took like 5 hours. It was just wild. It was all over the place.
Yeah. What happens? So I know out there you typically like you lots of travel time because the roads are like everything's so far away. But on a typical ice fishing trip, like the days are super short. So there's just like
Yep.
a lot of downtime with the guys
Yeah, kind of. So like
at night.
we'll
Like
get
you
out
can't
there
film at
as
night because you guys don't do nighttime filming.
yeah, it's very rare that we do. We've done it a little bit in the past. And it's definitely doable, but like on the trips like this and with how remote we are, we didn't want to be out at night. We wanted to be coming back to the axis as early as we could, so we still had daylight to work with just in case anything were to go wrong.
Right.
um but it was yeah, I mean, we had, shoot, probably like couple hours after each trip. So like minus the travel time, we would get back to the Airbnb. It would be like right around 6 o'clock or so. We'd have to unload all of our stuff, bring everything into charge, fix anything that broke throughout the day, re-rig stuff, film a cooking episode, and then have some beers and relax. And by that time, we might have to do interviews, or we might have to film B-roll or sponsor content as well. And so we're usually getting to bed at like midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. Long days. I well, after that I
Yes.
could immediately like from the first episode I'm like they filmed all their interviews at the end of the trip because Bart had raccoon eyes from windburn and his sunglasses.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was that trip was a grinder. That one was a long one. I mean, I was that was a rougher trip than Maine was. I know Bart and Griff had to drive a lot further for our Maine trip because we brought the machines out to Maine, where me and Pink flew to Boston, then we took a train to Maine.
Yeah.
So they definitely drew the short end of the stick having to drive that far. But I don't know. This trip, I loved every part of it. I love going out west.
Yeah.
As you know, it's like both of our favorite things to do is go out there.
Oh yeah.
It's just so much cooler than back home here for us. And ice fishing out there is just wildly different. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And you can do some really, really cool things out there. And you don't necessarily need to stay at a lodge. You can just hop around Airbnbs.
Hmm.
You know, there's tons of resources on what lakes are good in certain areas. Like half of our trips, like last year, we planned a Wisconsin trip all around Onyx fish
Right.
and utilizing the surveys and everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
and staying in an Airbnb in Hayward. Well, we're going to be doing the same thing on a trip we've got coming up here as well. Another state that has onyx fish on it, and we're planning a trip around that. I can't get into too many specifics yet, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Um, and so, yeah, like there's so many cool ways that you can plan a trip, and like so
Yeah.
many different species that you can go and chase that you might not think of chasing. Like, heck, all of us here in the metro, if you've never done it, go down to Clear Lake, Iowa, stop into Clear Lake Bait and Tackle, say hi to Kevin Paul. He's an awesome guy. He's the one who owns the bait shop, and go chase some yellow bass. Like, you can keep as many of them as you want. They taste just like bluegills and crappies. They taste amazing. And they're like 8 to 10 inches long, and they fight harder than a bluegill does.
Is it yellow
I
bass or
mean,
rock bass?
no, yellow bass.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like we call it
No,
rock
no,
bass.
no. No. A rock bass is like a native fish species to Minnesota, where it's in the panfish family. It looks like a funky colored bluegill it's all dark and
Yeah, with red eyes.
with red eyes.
Yeah.
A yellow bass is literally bright, vibrant yellow. Looks like an aquarium fish that has black lines going down the sides of it. It's an invasive species, and they reproduce like rabbits. It's insane.
Oh, I didn't even know
They'll
that.
take over. Yeah, they'll take over an ecosystem. We have a handful of lakes in southern Minnesota that have yellow bass, but like that's an insanely fun trip, and it's only an hour and a half south of the metro. You can day trip it.
Yeah, I might have to do some more day tripping.
Yeah, it's an amazing It's an amazing deal, and that's what I would used to do. I'd day trip it to Fergus Falls all the time and chase big bluegills and crappies, and then go up to Bemidji for a weekend.
Yeah.
Go to Red or go chase bluegills and crappies out there with Brentner Lopez, and there's so many fun trips that you can do.
Yeah,
And
that's what I want to encourage people to like think outside the box. Like nothing else to do. Like go hit up one of these lakes. Like they're famous for a reason.
yeah,
Like quit going to Peltier just to catch 8-inch crappies. Like
there's so many really cool like destination trips that you can do. I mean, gosh, like Cascade, Idaho was incredible. That was probably my favorite trip.
Did you fly or drive?
We drove out there.
That's the hard part. You can't really fly to do any of these trips because the gear, unless you go fully out.
I've had buddies that have flown out there and done that and then rented snowmobiles. I've had buddies do that, and it's logistically it's just fine doing it. You have to pack a lot lighter. You bring like 2 or 3 rods. You bring a small tackle box, and then most of them would just bring their live unit and leave the flashers at home and just fish with the live.
Yeah.
And that would be their carry-on. And so, there's definitely...
This episode is brought to you by Matthews Archery. Folks, I just upgraded my Halon to the all-new Matthews Lift X, and I absolutely love it. I went with the 33-inch axle to axle, which is a great fitting bow for anyone like me that's got a little bit longer draw length. And I also went with the 80-pound limbs this time because it gives me the flexibility whether I want to shoot it at 70 for whitetails and target league, or if I want to bump that up to 75 or 80 the next time we go on an archery elk hunt for a little extra energy. And the one thing that I am still blown away by is how smooth this bow shoots. There's no hand vibration when it goes off. It's incredibly quiet, and it's an absolute tack driver. So if you're in the market for a new bow, head over to MatthewsInc.com and check out the new Lift X, either the 29.5 or the 33, depending on what you're looking for. And you're going to see why I've been loving my new Lift X.
Definitely, you can fly, and a lot of places you can fly. Like Fort Peck, you can technically fly out there if you fly into Glasgow.
Yeah.
So like there's ways around it for sure. But it is way more efficient driving because you can actually bring all of your own gear and have a more successful trip being more prepared.
Yeah. The nice thing is I'm at the stage right now where I just need one of everything. Like I can fit all my rods in one box, all my tackles in that box. I only have one like small plastics wallet. I have one small tungsten case. I just got like I feel like until we go full time on this adventure, I don't want to get any bigger. I don't want to be like, should I grab my canfish box or my walleye box? And then you grab the walleye box, and sure enough, it's like a perch day. And you're like, crap. Now I'm trying to figure out how to like retie everything to, it's like, I love I just need a jigging stick, a dead stick, a couple panfish rods. I can fit 6 in there pretty easy. Like I like that for how much I do it. It's the perfect size for me. And it makes it easy. It's like, I just got to grab that one box, got to grab this, that, the other thing, ready to go.
Yeah, I can't even do that anymore. If I'm going out, if you asked me to go to Mille Lacs, my wheels would be spinning for 3 days getting gear organized and ready to go. And then I would show up with 12 rods and like it's stupid because I'll have it's the same. Ice fishing for us is the same exact thing as it is for bass tournament guys. I've got for walleyes, I've got a jig and wrap rod. I've got tungsten and minnow rod. I've got a tungsten and plastic rod. I have a spoon rod, and then I have two dead stick rods usually with me.
Yeah.
For crappies, I've got spring bobber rods. I've got noodle rods. I've got power fishing rods. I've got finesse rods. It's just insane. I've got lipless crankbait rods. Like
I just have a lot of,
it's
I just retie a lot.
yeah, yeah. And so for us, like we're matching the rod to the bait because this specific rod either has the right taper blank or action of blank for that specific bait.
Right.
So it's we're just so detail oriented into it because we want everything to go absolutely perfect. The last thing we want to worry about is the setup not performing the way that it should.
Yeah.
And so like respooling lines before every trip, I mean, the amount of line that I go through is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
I respool all my rods before almost every single trip that we go on.
I respool mine if I'm lucky, like every other winter.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing it. I'm doing it 3, 4 times a winter,
Yeah, but
maybe
I don't
more.
hook into very many 16-inch crappies that I'm worried about losing. It's okay if you lose an 8-inch crappie.
Yeah. Yeah. And so for us that's just the level it's gotten to because we don't want to lose anything.
Well, and you also, it helps when you have great partners that you work with that like are
Yeah.
asking you to promote the stuff and giving you stuff to use. Like it, everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're just doing it for the stuff. I had a coworker that was trying to like push my buttons because I was just like sharing like, oh yeah, I got this new thing. And he's like, oh, you sell out. And I'm like, no, it's just like kind of nice to
Yeah.
like have something for all the hours you put into it. Right. Like
Yeah.
imagine if you like do everything you do and also buy a couple $100 worth of fishing line this winter.
Yeah, it would be a couple hundred for sure.
Yeah.
Like and that's the funny thing, like even if I wasn't filming the Chronicles, I was giant hunting before I was filming the Chronicles, even before I was tournament ice fishing and I had like just started at Vex and I was doing my fun trips.
Yeah.
I was still very I was very anal about changing out my line, and that came from tournament bass fishing because I would respool my line before every bass tournament just because I didn't want to have that one fish. Like the whole reason why I was taking a trip or fishing a tournament
Yeah.
was for a specific fish. Like it's just for
Yeah.
deer hunting. Are you going to go on a trip out west and use a broadhead that you've shot 3 does in Minnesota with?
I probably would, but I use some pretty heavy duty broadheads.
True. But if you're shooting mechanicals
No.
or whatever, no,
Yeah.
you're not going to do that.
Yeah. No.
Like if you're, um, or if you've got like screwed up fletch on one of your arrows, like that's not going to be your lead arrow.
Right. Yeah.
Like that might not even be in your quiver. Like it's just those little things. Like for me, I've always paid attention to when I go on trips is that I want everything to be perfectly dialed so that it's the last thing I need to worry about is my gear not performing.
Yeah.
Like if I lose a fish and it's 100% my own fault, like I gave the fish slack on a head shake when I shouldn't have, or I, instead of doing a sweeping hook set, I did a slackline hook set and I popped the hook from its mouth. Like that stuff where
Yeah.
that is something that I can control, and like if that's a personal mistake, it's a mistake. I can only be mad at myself. Like if it's something I can control with
The gear.
gear
Yeah.
and it fails because of my own stupidity, that's what pisses me off the most. So like I want my gear to be functioning flawlessly. Like I want my bowstring to not have any nicks in it. I want it to be nice and waxed before I go on a trip just to make sure that it's all clean.
Yeah.
I'm just very detail oriented when it comes to like gear prep because I don't want like a trip to be ruined because I overlooked something that I shouldn't have.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
and something to do. I mean, as much time as you spend doing it and at the level you do it at, you get good at what you get good at, and
Yeah. And even
you get burned
after,
once, you're like never again.
oh, and I've been burned bad. I've been burned bad. Like I've lost, like I've done some big bluegill trips where I've lost big giant bluegills at the hole and your heart just breaks.
Yeah,
And you're like, I just drove 4 hours for this one fish and it's gone. And then you think about that the next 2 weeks until you take the next trip.
hey, I've got 6x6s that got by me at 35 yards that I still think about, and that was 8 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like it sucks.
Yeah,
And so having the gear fail is just one thing that's not acceptable to me. So I always make sure it's dialed in. And like even after the Chronicles and stuff, I'll still treat every fishing trip, every hunting trip the exact same because those are, I mean, you wait so long for those trips and opportunities,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah. Well, for
Like
some,
I'm
like
already,
last year's, like finally we got ice. Like we basically missed a whole winter,
yeah,
and so it's like, yeah, how long did you guys really wait to like actually have good ice fishing?
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
and like the majority, like luckily we are very flexible and we perfectly timed everything out last year for filming in the metro. And then when we did have bad ice, being able to pivot and go up north to Otter Tail County or Bemidji or wherever it might be, like we're very flexible with pivoting trips and stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I'm already looking like and planning out my hunts for this next fall right now and being like, okay, I need to start rucking at this date so I can work up to the right poundage so that by the time the hunt comes around, I'm doing X amount of miles with 70 to 80 pounds on my back
yeah,
or whatever it might be. So I'm already looking forward to next year. And that's unfortunately how my brain works is that I always have to think about everything well in advance so that I'm perfectly prepared and
yeah.
it sucks.
Well, it's application season. I mean, Idaho deadline was 2 days ago.
Yep.
As soon as the new year hits, it'll be Wyoming and then Arizona, and then just like that, it's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think this next year I'm gonna do Nebraska. So I'll be doing Nebraska. I think I'm gonna do an end of October hunt.
Okay.
I think I'm not gonna dabble with early season.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna hold off on early season this year. And I don't even know if I'll hunt Minnesota early season unless like we've got one of those stellar September cold fronts that come through and you're just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out hunting.
Yeah.
Um, I think I'm also debating on a second hunt. I'm contemplating. I got a buddy that's down in Oklahoma who invited me to come out there, which would be a lot of fun. That's a new state,
Hmm.
different terrain.
Yeah.
I would love to learn that, but I also want to take a rutcation up here and either hunt Minnesota or Wisconsin during a rutcation and do public land hang and bang for like 5 days straight
That'd
and
be
see how
fun.
that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not filming Chronicles then.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that always ends up, affecting it as well. But I just will maybe have a couple less days of filming and a couple more days of hunting. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah. Film expose the ice like first week of August.
Yeah.
And then because then you don't have to do it the second week of November.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is expose the ice is just one day.
Oh, I
So
suppose
we
that's not that
film,
bad. Yeah.
yeah, no, we usually do like a 10-hour or 12-hour film day at Thorn.
Yeah.
So we'll go there, we'll bring all the camera gear in. It takes like 2 hours for setup, not even, maybe an hour for setup, and then we're rolling.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we do two guys on camera, two guys off camera, two guys off camera or grabbing gear, getting social media reels done, whatever it might be. And then the two guys on camera are running through the presentation because each one is a mini presentation from
Hmm.
like just stuff that we've learned over the years. And so we do like seminar topic, webinar
Yeah.
push type deal.
It's like for anyone that's never watched, I think I'm caught up until this year's episodes. Um, it's like a masterclass on ice
Yeah.
fishing, like crappies,
Yeah.
ice fishing, how to read lake maps, how to find, tactics, different tips, tricks, applications that you guys have used while you guys are finding these fish. And it's like, I don't know, 50 years of combined crappie fishing experience between you and Griff and Bart and
Yeah.
Waldo. Yeah, it's just a
Mhm.
masterclass all out on Bart's YouTube page.
Yeah, we do that, and we usually do like 6 of them a year. So this is the 3rd year that we're doing it.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, we love doing that, and that usually takes like 10 hours. The biggest thing is like the shows. Once the shows start up, like
Yeah, those suck.
yeah, the
You
shows
can't
cut
say
into
that.
hunting
I
time.
can because I don't go to shows. Shows are very draining.
Oh, they're insanely draining. Like that's my least favorite thing by far is working the shows. It's great seeing everyone. Like I love that part of it, but I always get sick after them, and I always could be fishing or could be hunting
Yeah.
instead. So it does suck. And now that I've got a little one, it makes it even tougher to be gone. Because if I'm gonna be gone away from the family, I want it to be hunting or fishing.
You mean the little one
And
and your
so
wife don't come to the shows with you?
no, 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 they
No.
don't need to be down
Speaking
there
of
for that.
shows, I just found out I'm going to SHOT Show this year.
Ooh,
Yeah. I'm
dang.
excited for that. I'm excited for
Yeah.
that. It's an industry insider show. So I guess that kind of means it's like we made it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's super cool. I've got I've got a couple buddies who have gone down to the SHOT Show working for different firearms manufacturers and such, and
Yeah.
it's apparently it's insane. It's like you take the ice show and then blow it up 100 times and then cross it with the FEMA car show, and that's what you get with
It,
all
it
firearms.
says it's the 9th biggest industry trade show in America.
Yep.
So
It's insane.
yeah, 80. I think it's
You're
that
gonna have some fun.
$90 million it brings in to Vegas in those 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
It's wild.
Yeah,
That'll be so much fun.
yeah. It's like 1 month, crazy enough.
Yeah. I'm not going to the SHOT Show, but I'm going to the Daytona 500 this year.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, it's a maybe. I might be going through work. It's like a 50-50 shot right now, but I got a feeling I'm going to be going.
awesome.
So,
What's next? So I know you guys. I know of a trip you guys just did because it was a pretty cool place that you went to me personally.
yeah.
Which will be coming out soon. What else can people expect? I know you can't reveal all the secrets, but this is like, what's the vibe for Crappie Chronicles season 5?
Yeah. Well, season 6.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, this is so Montana was the end of season 5.
Oh, you know what? That's
So
why.
that's
Yep,
where a
that's
lot
why.
of people get confused is
Yep.
like the start of the year is the end of last year for us.
Yeah, I knew that. I
And
just
it's
thought it
very
was like
confusing.
you filmed it last year, but it's going to be on season 5 next year, and that's what got me mixed up. But yeah, okay. So season
Yeah, no,
6.
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same season. So it was the end of season 5. So we just started season 6. We were filming this last weekend. We were in Alexandria, Minnesota. Bart already put that out there.
Okay.
And so it should be going live tomorrow, would be episode 1 of season 6. We'll see. Bart is on crunch time, pulling an all-nighter right now, editing. So we'll see if it can get done in time, just because he puts so much into the episodes that it can take a really long time for everything to render
Oh yeah.
and upload those videos, because they're legitimately films that he's doing each time and has dozens and dozens of hours. Well, technically hundreds of hours, because he's got 5 GoPros to run through, 2 big cameras to run through, drone footage to run through, a whole mess of footage he has to edit.
Yeah.
So it can take a while. So it should be up tomorrow night. It might not be, might be the next day.
Okay.
But that starts out our first segment of season 6. We're going to be doing a handful of trips this year, and then we might do 1 or 2 metro episodes. It'll be a lot less metro oriented than it was last year.
Okay.
And then we're doing 2 out of state trips this year, which I'm looking forward to. But everything is going to be revolved around bluegills and crappies. Well, 99% of it will be crappies. We'll dabble in with some bluegills.
Sure.
One of the places that we're going to, we might mix in some perch as well.
Okay.
If that gives any hints.
Yeah.
But it'll be primarily panfish oriented. We kind of got the multi-species out of our belt this last year, so we're going to be going back to
crappies.
Back to the crappies. Yeah.
Well, then next year when you get the multi-species itch again, when are you going to do out of country trips?
So we've talked about doing the out of country trips for a while now. Out of country trips get really messy.
Just like filming in Winnipeg.
Yeah, mainly just because like if you're filming there and you're being paid to film, you have to like dabble with work visas and everything, and it just becomes more of a logistical headache just because we're there being paid to be there. And so it becomes a lot more of a logistical issue when that is being
Gotcha.
So like
I suppose you could say like this video we're actually not getting paid for.
Yeah, and it's just that's not how it works. And so since we're getting paid to do it, it's and not only that, but like even when we're going out of state, film permits, like being able to film in certain areas, having to purchase permits. Like there's some footage that like in some films from different places that we've gone that's footage that'll never see the light of day because we just couldn't film there.
Yeah.
And then there's some areas where we didn't even film at all because it simply was illegal to film there without a permit. And the likelihood that we would have ever gotten a permit without being named National Geographic, very low.
Yeah.
So, and like we've ran into that with multiple states where it's like, okay, well, this next hour and a half of this drive, we can't even film and release.
Yeah.
Because it's no filming in this area. So there's a lot of weird back end stuff that the average Joe that doesn't film doesn't realize go into the films, and like the permits, like having to get machines getting permits, and there's oh my gosh, there's so much back end work.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it's like basically cost him $25,000 an episode to produce a hunting show, and most of it's from filming permits. Like some places it's like hundreds of dollars a day. Like I don't know how many days, so I guess we get all 12, and now it's $3,600 that we just spent on film permits.
Yeah, it's insane. Like it's I mean, I get it, they want to preserve the landscape and such, but it's a video camera. It's the same as your eyes.
Oh, nice.
Like
the film permits are meant for like filming movies.
Yeah.
And then it's just like there's no distinction between a kid with a YouTube and a GoPro and Avengers, where they're going to be there for a month and destroy the place.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that makes sense. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. But we've definitely, Canada's on the list for sure. You can never rule out Alaska. There's ice up in Alaska.
Norway,
like there's
Sweden.
Yeah, there's definitely some really cool places that we can go. But one thing we've noticed, like we're trying to stay true to it, is always crappies, and so that's our focus and our bread and butter. And there's a lot of other opportunities out there. There's open water panfish that we could be doing. And that's kind of the nice thing. We're at a point now where all the cards are on the table. So we've got a ton of options of what we can do.
That's exciting stuff, man. Can't wait to see the rest of the season. For folks that haven't heard of it yet, it's Crappie Chronicles, but it's on Bart's YouTube. Have you guys ever like thought about renaming like Bart's YouTube?
There's a Crappie Chronicles YouTube page now too that a lot of videos are going up on as well.
Okay. I've always thought it's kind of strange. It's like Bart's YouTube, and it's like, I guess you just got to search for Bart, and it literally is just Bart.
Yeah, and you can also you can search Crappie Chronicles as well. It pops up now for that too.
Oh, that's what I always do. Well, I've subscribed, so and luckily Bart's name is always the top of my list because it starts with a B. Bart's YouTube page or Crappie Chronicles. Have you guys ever thought about putting your reaching out to like Waypoint or My Outdoor TV?
Yeah, we've actually we've talked about it. My cousin Ben owns Storm Brothers, and he's very close with a bunch of guys that film shows for. I know Mike Keys was one of them, and there's a handful of other guys that have filmed shows and put them on those My Outdoor TVs.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we've talked to a handful of guys that have done those shows and put them out there. Their growth, the amount of money that they made, did not vary on if they did it or if they didn't do it, and they would have just stuck with YouTube.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And
YouTube's
that's the
such a good
biggest
thing.
thing is like YouTube is the most popular.
Yeah.
You don't need to even have a YouTube account to watch our videos.
Yeah.
Like you can just go onto YouTube, not even sign in, and find our videos. And so like we don't want anything to be hidden behind a paywall.
Yeah.
We don't want anything to be not accessible for
Sure.
a young kid who wants to learn about crappie fishing because he's never crappie fished before. Like we want him to be able to easily access the videos and see us catching crappies and learn how to catch them. So we want it just to be completely open and free for everyone.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just curious, but yeah, go search Crappie Chronicles on YouTube. It'll pop up
Yep.
this time of year. It's probably already in your For You feed.
Probably, yeah. YouTube's listening right now.
Yeah. So no, it's a great show. And by the time this
Thank you,
airs,
brother.
Alec will be released. Probably whatever the next one is too. I think this will come out in 2 weeks. So this might be
Yeah,
like
we've
Christmas.
got like 3 or 4 Alexandria episodes.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 or 4 of those, and then hopefully those are out by New Year's. All of those should be out. And then by then we'll have another Metro episode coming out, one or maybe even 2 Metro episodes coming out.
Okay.
And then after that, we've got our next trip, and then the trip after that.
Awesome. It's gonna be a busy year. Looking forward to it.
Yes, it's going to be a very busy year, but it's going to be a fun year.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll go watch Montana, then Alec, then the rest. Follow along.
Yep.
Where can people find you in your channels, Matt?
Yeah, it's just M Waldron Outdoors on Instagram, and then M Waldron Fishing on TikTok.
Okay, perfect. We'll put some links to that stuff in the show notes for anyone that wants to go check out some ice fishing content over the holiday season.
Oh, yeah.
Until next time, we got to find a time to hit the ice.
Oh, yeah. Well, you and I need to go do some coyote hunting.
I have a coyote rifle now.
And I just got a thermal. So let's go party.
Perfect. Nice.
Yeah.
I only have a 17. If we're going to actually go to like long distance stuff, I'll just bring my 300.
Yeah, just bring that.
The 17 shoots really flat to 200 yards.
Oh, well, then you're good. Yeah, that's all you need then.
Yeah, I haven't shot a coyote. I've 12 ringed a squirrel. Yeah, no, that thing is a tack driver. My 5-shot group at 50 yards was like this big. Dude, that thing's a tack driver.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want to see what it'll do to a coyote.
I don't think it will stop it in its tracks. It's only like a 20 grain bullet.
Hey, headshots only.
I could headshot him. If they're within 100 yards, I can for sure headshot him. I have a 10 power scope on that sucker.
Oh, geez, yeah, then you're good.
It's like a 1.7. It's actually a Hawk. I should give them a shout out because they sent me the scope for free to check out. But yeah, 1.7 to 10 power scope. So yeah.
So it's dialed. It's ready to rip.
Oh, I'm ready to rock. I'll bring the 300 as a backup. If I miss a coyote, I'll switch.
Have you thought about doing like a squirrel hunt, like an actual like go out and do a weekend squirrel hunting?
I don't know what the limit is on squirrels, but I'm guarantee you I could get it from my deck in a day, in an hour.
Probably.
There's hundreds of squirrels in our yard, all over. There's squirrels everywhere. I could literally, I don't know what the limit is, but I could limit out on squirrels without leaving my house.
Dude, you should do a catch and cook. Literally go out the porch, pop a squirrel, and then do a catch and cook right in the freaking garage.
I don't know. I'll do it. I want to get more into YouTube. I do. I think it's like a staple. You need YouTube to do this full time. I've never
Not even YouTube. Facebook and Instagram Reels are almost doing better than YouTube. Like we're starting to post full episodes on Facebook and Instagram Reels just because the viewership and the pay from social media is better on those two platforms than it is on YouTube right now.
The whole episode?
Yeah, that's why if you look at Milliken Fishing, he's posting his whole entire episodes on Facebook now and on Instagram.
Yeah. I need to do more social for sure. But yeah, I could do a catch and cook squirrel.
That would be sick.
Figure out
Pink's doing one for porcupine.
who is?
Pinkala. Or
If he wants to do one for squirrel, we can come to do it together. I mean, literally.
Oh, he would do it. That would be up his alley. He's got a commercial frog gigging license. He's got a commercial turtle license. Like, the dude is all about interesting wild game to eat.
We could get red squirrels, gray squirrels. We've got a few white squirrels. There's a black
Do you have
squirrel.
flying squirrels?
There's what?
Do you have the flying squirrels by your house?
I don't know.
They're actually the second most common squirrel in Minnesota.
Well, then I'd probably have them because I have a lot of them.
You probably have them.
Dude,
you probably could. Dude, you could grand slam squirrels.
Fox squirrels?
Just think of
that. Dude, like my reveals is half squirrel pictures right now. I'm not even joking you. The nighttime ones are all deer, but the daytime ones. So like just squirrel. There, I mean, there's a booner right there.
That's a booner right there. Pope and Young, baby.
It's just all squirrel. That's the white squirrel.
Oh my gosh, it's like
the white squirrel and the black squirrel. We got salt and pepper in the same picture.
That's hilarious.
Dude, I'm not joking. Like, I don't know what the limit is on squirrels, but there's so many squirrels in our yard that hundreds.
It sounds like you need to weed through them a little bit.
But they're just gonna come back. I didn't want to shoot them because I wasn't gonna eat them. But if we're gonna eat them, like, I'll do a catch and cook episode with Pink. I'll go shoot a bunch of squirrels and drive them across the county to his house, and we'll cook them.
Yeah, he would be all in on that. Like, that dude goes out in a kayak and he stabs like 100 frogs with this commercial frog gigging license that he has. Like, he does all sorts of crazy stuff.
I'll send him an Instagram DM and say, hey, Matt says we should do a catch and cook squirrel episode.
He'd be in.
Let's do it.
100% he'd be in. He's doing it for porcupine. He literally went and just whacked porcupines. He didn't even have a deer tag. His dad had a deer tag. And he just went and whacked porcupines.
I've heard those are actually good, though, if you can get past the quills.
Oh, yeah. The only meat on them is in their quarters.
Yeah. I've thought about coons, but I've heard that they have like a lot of bugs.
Yeah, I've heard that same thing about coons as well. That's the only thing that freaks me out about them. I've had Pink's made porcupine for me. It's delicious.
Yeah. Has he made squirrel?
It has a very sweet taste to the meat.
Oh, really? Has he ever made squirrel for you?
Has not made squirrel. He's made, what has he made? He's made a lot of interesting stuff for me, but
I've eaten coyote.
Never squirrel. I have not eaten coyote. I was going to ask if you've ever eaten it.
I have. It was not by choice.
What is that supposed to mean?
This coworker of mine found out I was like big into hunting, and then he like started getting into hunting, and then like, you know how like late onset people like always go like way too deep down the rabbit hole, like you and bow hunting.
Yeah.
And so he went down the rabbit hole on coyote hunting. I'm like, dude, go for it, have fun. Like, that's not my thing. I don't really coyote hunt, but sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Hunts all year long, finally shoots one, right? And he's a huge, like, not as much of a cook as Pink, but a cook, like a DIY home foodie.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, I'm gonna cook it. And I'm like, careful about trichinosis. And so he's like, nah, I got it. Right. He's one of those guys like, no, I'll do it. I'm gonna go on a 12-day backcountry elk hunt by myself for the first trip. I got it. Like, I'm like, careful for mental illness. Nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
So anyway, whatever. Next day, he comes to my desk with a sausage, like a patty, like a breakfast sausage patty, already microwaved on a plate, and said, here, I have some coyote. And I'm like, and then like, at this point, I don't want to be like a whim, right? Like,
yeah,
I'm supposed to be like the guy that's hunted more than him. And like, so I eat it, and I'm like, I really hope you microwaved this long enough. And it was like a very interesting, like, it was breakfast sausage mixed with pork, but it was still a pretty interesting texture. I'll let you know that I don't have a desire to save the meat off of our coyote that you and I shoot after tasting it.
Yeah, it does not sound appetizing at all.
No, I don't. Wasn't worth it. It wasn't probably worth the time he put into it. But he was so proud, and he like cornered me in. Like I couldn't even leave. He came to my desk.
So you're trapped.
Yeah, I was trapped. I'm like,
you have no out.
Yeah, you know, he's like, hey, you want to try some cod? I'm like, you know what? I'm good, right? But he already had it like warmed up. He like assumed I would eat it. So,
oh jeez,
I ate it.
That's insane. Yeah, I'm good on eating coyote.
Yeah.
That's does not sound appetizing.
Make sure with your thermal that it's not a dog.
Yeah.
So if there's any farms around or farm dogs around, you got to be really, really careful.
Yep. Yeah, it's happened. Like that's, yeah, you never want to shoot a dog. That's for sure. That's not. I'm a huge dog lover, so that would mess me up pretty bad.
Yeah. I hope that you can tell, like the videos I see and stuff, you think you can kind of tell, but yeah. I know I've talked to some coyote hunters that hunt around the farms, and they just like, if there's farms around, they just don't hunt.
Oh yeah. Yeah, most of the permission pieces that we hunt down here are, you know if there's dogs or not. My buddy Brooks has spent enough time on them to know if there's dogs around and such. But the main reason why I got it is because I go out to Nebraska a lot, and coyote hunting is insane out there.
Oh yeah,
so
the Dakotas, Montana. You could have been like, instead of going to bed at midnight, you could have been out coyote hunting until sun up and then go fishing.
I know. I got to get a call though. I don't have any calls yet, and that's a investment in itself nowadays, from what it seems like.
Yeah, I've done some mouth calling, like bow hunting, and I can get them to turn around and come back in.
Yeah,
but they're already like really close at that point.
Yeah, getting them to come in from a distance is. Some of those guys go so crazy on the calls. I mean, I saw one of my buddies just posted one for sale, and he's like, $500 for just this calling setup with this amount of calls, an additional $500 if you want this call. Like it's insane how detailed they get with their calls.
Oh, I would just get a Fox Pro.
Yeah, and it's the calls that you can program into them.
Oh, that are. I would just get the ones that I come with.
I know exactly. That's what I would do too. But apparently, like these guys get so detail oriented into their calls.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it works.
I mean, it's just like turkey guys, you know. There's turkey guys that have a slate for every day.
There's fishing guys that have $5,000 forward-facing sonars.
Yeah, for no reason besides looking for a 12-inch fish.
Well, if it was just 12-inch crappies, you wouldn't use the forward-facing sonar. You just go catch them.
Yeah,
look through the 12s to see the 17s, 18s, 19s. So
yeah, that is true for sure.
So awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast, Matt. We'll wrap this up. It's getting kind of late, but yeah, looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to seeing the rest of your guys' season, getting out on the ice, getting some coyotes in. If Pink's game for a squirrel hunt, we'll do it and do a catch and cook squirrel hunt this winter.
He'd be down for sure. I'm into.
Let's do
Thanks for having me, brother. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, and thank you for listening.